Oh yeah, I already made like two videos just now about food, but I want to make this one video. It might spoil your appetite, but it's Books of Blood, um, by Clive Barker. Oh, that looks cool. So see the ring light I'm using. It gives the devil like the devil. It gives him like a bit of a halo over his head. Look at that. He's an angel now. Yeah, but really, I actually, yeah, I read this. I read, I mean, it's three volumes of like kind of short stories or what they call novellas. So novella meaning like there's like four stories in each volume, and so altogether there's about 15 stories. Yeah, 15 stories in this collection. And when I was nearing the end of it, I ordered from the bookshop, my like the local bookshop. Uh, I ordered the next three volumes because I was like, shit, I really liked the first three, and I want to do the next three, and that's the last in the collection, um, the volumes four to six, and I read the first one, where I can't remember what it was about, because I kind of stopped reading it for a little bit. Uh, the body politic. Oh yeah, shit. This story, the very first story in this, like this guy is pretty like I was gonna say he's a genius. Clive Barker. Um, that first story is just like is amazing imagination and also fucked at the same time. You won't believe what you're reading. Seriously, if you're into horror, if you love horror, but this channel is also about rock and roll. So, like, I love rock and roll, and I kind of I love horror too. So, yeah, the artist Wednesday 13, he really appeals to me, and I like checking out his music in the Murder Dolls that he was doing. But reading this first three volumes, it it was intense. Like wow, fuck. And like for example, there's one story in it. It's about it's about it's sort of set in a movie theater type like scenario, and like he likes to sometimes get into the theme of what story he's got. So if it's a theater theme or movie theater theme, he'll say main act or like the way he sets it out, it's like it's a film almost. Do you know what I mean? As if you went to a yeah. He'll where I can't find it, but anyway, he starts it off at the beginning as trailer, then I think main act, and then like random like and then a random twist at the end. Like you know how if you watch a movie and at the end credits, they'll after the end credits they'll show something that's bizarre and like it kind of completes the story in another way. Yeah, he does that as well. Almost as if almost as if you watched a movie. That's that particular I think it's called but it's very hard to remember. I can't remember. But it's called like um Son of Celluloid. Yeah, that's the one. Son of Celluloid. That's pretty intense. But I guess all the stories are intense. Like if you just read it, often it just starts out like it feels like it's a normal story, like as he's building the characters up or whatever. It normally doesn't start off that intense. You'll be like, what the fuck am I reading? Is this a horror story? And then you're thinking, oh, when's it going to get to the scary parts? You know what I mean? And then it hits you, mate. Don't worry about that, you know? Yeah. All right, awesome. Yeah, so I definitely recommend this one if you love horror. And the reason why I got into Clive Barker's books was because I watched Hellraiser, and I was like, and then I looked into the behind Hellraiser, like what it was, um, like all about the movie and stuff, and it said it was based on a book by Clive Barker, and he helped direct it, I think. And I was like, wow, what else has he written? You know, and then I found out about because I went to the bookshop and I actually saw Books of Blood there, and I was like, oh shit, like Books of Blood, and then it said 1980s. It was written. I was like, that's gonna be cool, you know. Excuse me. Um, wow, but it will probably it will disturb you a little bit. It's quite disturbing, some of the stories. It'll probably fuck up like part of your day after reading it. And oh yeah, and also Candyman. I know him from Candyman as well. But that was kind of yeah, that was kind of what got me into him. And then I can only comment on the first novella in this, which was The Body Politic. So to give you like a little rundown of that, yeah, and then I'll like probably make another video to follow up on how I like the book beyond that. But in The Body Politic, it's kind of it's almost like his fingers or his hands are communicating, and that they're a separate entity to his body. So they almost try and remain undercover as much as they can. But then the guy who's the first guy in the film, in the book, in that story, he he's kind of like, this is weird. My hands aren't really behaving as they should, and he even sees a psychiatrist or something, and the psychiatrist is diagnosing all this stuff, and then he's kind of like, oh yeah, whatever, you know. He's not really that phased by it. He's saying it could be this, it could be that, but actually, the hands, they communicate between each other. So they're known as left and right, and they often communicate um, on his tummy when he's sleeping, like when he's asleep in bed, and they'll communicate, and they'll they'll try and plot in the middle of the night, and they're plotting for freedom. They want to be freed from his body. So it starts getting darker and darker from there, but then his wife also kind of like looks like, I'm trying not to spoil it too much, but his wife like kind of is like wakes up in the middle of the night. She's sleeping next to him, and she kind of sees his hands like doing some weird shit, and then um, they're like, okay, I think we're gonna do this tonight. I think we gotta not tonight, but we gotta get this thing on the road. Like we want to start this revolution where the hands are free. That they're not slaves anymore. You know. Um, and uh, wow, maybe my hands want to be free too. Oh shit! But but yeah, it's really fucked up, this story. And his wife actually sees the hands doing weird shit on his chest, but he's fast asleep. He's like breathing as if he's asleep. You know what I mean? And his wife kind of goes, I forget the man's name, but she's like, honey, stop doing that. You're freaking me out like that. And then right or something looks looks like looks like uses the finger, like turns it towards her, so it's like facing her, because I think, oh shit, she's onto us. You know what I mean? Fuck, we better get this revolution started before we before our cover's blown. You know what I mean? And then it communicates to left, and they both face her apparently. They're both looking at her, and she's like, "Stop doing that! You're freaking me out," or something, you know. And then I'll cut it there, like, um, yeah, because if you want to read that story, I don't want to fuck it up for you. Okay, all right, have a good one, and tell me about your rock and roll too. If you found this video because you love horror, but are you into rock and roll, and does it like, or heavy metal, and does it complement your taste in horror as well? Because I feel like it kind of complements my taste a little bit. Whereas, but also I love the like whole sex, drugs, rock and roll style as well, like where they don't just sing about like crazy shit like horror stuff. But yeah, all right, have a good one. But definitely Wednesday 13 if you like rock and roll and horror at the same time. He brings those worlds together beautifully, I reckon, in beautiful uh in a beautiful like goriness of his music. Like it's just his music's fucked up, you know. All right, have a good one. See ya.